If we look at the present situation of the media, the global media, if you look at the present status of media, which is borderless media, it is predominantly driven by digital platforms. So, in a virtual world, the virtual world becoming more and more important today, and the new normal of the world, we are forced to rethink global business and global business marketing. So that is what is happening today. That the the growing importance of the so-called borderless social media and digital world is making us to rethink on our business strategies, how we structure our global business, how do we create the blueprint and the plans for conducting our global business. So this is a very new phenomena, and it is becoming important by the day. Why is it so? Why is it so? Why social media has become so important for international global marketing? Social media, I will tell you something about social media. It is actually very important. But the main reason for social media becoming very important is that in a connected, highly connected world, we have this social media, which is a great word of mouth influencer. So word of mouth influence is something through digital media, which is being transferred globally, is becoming an important area for global businesses to do international marketing. So what we have, new virtual communities on this digital platform, which are the kind of the so-called new markets, new countries, I would say. That I told you that the geographical boundaries are getting blurred, and we are having the virtual boundaries, and the world is divided through the boundaries of the social media communities. So we have 2 billion users of Facebook alone in 2018, and it has actually increased to more than 2.5 billion now. So its ever growing user base are the new markets for the global marketing and e-marketing. Even at the local level, you have to consider these virtual communities, which are more important than anything else. So we have other communities like YouTube, WhatsApp, which are substantially bigger, if not as big as Facebook, but they are also quite big communities. Instagram, social media has so many advantages because of which it is happening. The biggest advantage is that it has got less local regulations. So being in the nature of global, and being in the nature of the free flow of ideas through digital media, there is a situation where we have very limited regulations, and it is actually truly transnational. The advancement in information and communication technology has made it truly transnational. So to see the size of these virtual communities, the new markets of the world, the new countries of the world, new virtual countries, new digital countries of the world to do marketing, international marketing, we can see that Facebook in 2020, January 2020, is having 2.5 billion users, and YouTube is having 2 billion users. WhatsApp is having 1.6 billion users, and Facebook Messenger is having 1.3 billion users. So look at the markets, and the strategies, international marketing strategies can be made to target these virtual communities instead of marketing your products on a geographical scale, which is very expensive and difficult and out of the reach of these small and medium enterprises. Now, this digital world is very much in the reach of the small and medium scale companies. They can grow bigger. So this is what is happening. We are living in a very different digital world where, especially during our situation today, which is very unprecedented situation today of COVID-19 pandemic, the people are learning to they are learning to how to operate themselves in this digital world rather than in this physical world. So the digital world is becoming the core actually, which was uh, a few years back it was a peripheral issue. Today it is a core issue. Shopping, online transactions, online online search, online education. So these are becoming the core of today's world. So our international marketing or local marketing has to align with these new facts, new normal of the world. Even if we look at from the geographical angle, if we see, if we assume that the traditional boundaries, which are China, India, United States, Indonesia, we can see that the number of users in geographically also is quite huge. China, almost 0.85 billion people are using internet in 2019. In India, almost more than half a billion people are using internet in 2018, and it is growing with time. You can see here in this chart that it is projected in 2023, the growth rate of the social network users is going to grow from 2018 from zero point 0.7 billion to zero point 0.8 billion social network users. So it is not only happening in China, it is happening in India, it is happening in United States, Brazil, Indonesia. If these geographical boundaries has any meaning for the marketers, then these numbers may be useful. But actually, these geographical boundaries does not help in today's world. What we need to target is the virtual communities, the virtual communities of very, very large base of users. Those has to be targeted in a new world. Let us look at the comparison between social media, the so-called social media, the so-called digital media, borderless media, and the traditional media, which is not borderless actually. If we compare them these two things for global marketing, so what we see that there are clear advantages of social media. It is more global in nature. It is more interactive. It is more engaging, and very importantly, it has the network effect. So, with the right strategies, if you target certain category of people, these people are going to further spread your message to your target audience. So that is called the network effect. This is exponential in nature. This network effect is exponential in nature. So if you can make your message viral on social media, it will exponentially spread to your target audience or your target communities. Very, very important. Very importantly, social media also generates an enormous users created contents. So how do you deal with these contents? Then come the ideas of big data and using this data to make decisions, marketing decisions on digital media. So how do you do the data mining of this user created contents? Okay, so large companies, multinational companies are using these user created contents to their advantages in this new phase of globalization. Social media, when compared with traditional media, has better impact on value creation in international business as well as in local business due to its speed and its reach. Both, it is very fast, and you can do things in no time. If you have some marketing campaign, you can probably start in few hours a marketing campaign, and the value creation could be really very high depending on how much you understand this social media and how you spread your message. what is happening is that the online search and e-commerce are now becoming the core of the society, and especially so in today's very unprecedented global situation of COVID-19. So people are increasingly using digital platform for online search and transacting online through e-commerce sites, which has become the core of the society today. And the physical activities are becoming the peripheral, which were core in the past. So physical shopping, for example, is now peripheral, at least in the present pandemic. It has happened so. And the so-called virtual global communities like Facebook, WhatsApp, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook messengers, they are growing like anything. Especially in this pandemic time, the growth is tremendous. So there is a very clear-cut advantage of social media vis-a-vis traditional media if we are talking of the global e-marketing or marketing or running the global businesses or even local businesses, regional businesses. So there is an absolute clear-cut advantage of the social media vis-a-vis the traditional media. The conclusion for this is that the talk of the tsunami of social media is becoming real actually. So we are bombarded with a lot of information on a daily basis on these virtual communities. So people are sometimes part of several virtual communities and they are getting the social media contents from multiple channels. So this real tsunami can be seen very easily. And the very clearly the largest nations in number of people, the population or the target audience are not China and India now, but they are the likes of Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp group, WhatsApps, and Instagram and Twitter. So they are the people, they are the nations, new nations of a new world in a new normal. And of course, due to this, geographical and jurisdictional boundaries are becoming blurred, as I mentioned. Social, cultural, and economic boundaries form the new map of the world today, which is interconnected, highly interconnected by digital channels, social and digital media. So, an international marketer or any type of marketer has to understand and embrace this digital ecosystem. Very, very important. Last but not the least, the network effect of social media cannot be ignored. It can be a very effective branding tool. So you need people who understand this network effect, how to create this network effect. And if you can create this kind of network effect of social media, you can do wonders with your business.